So you want to get into carpentry or construction? Well, you're going to be spending a lot of time with blueprints. And let's be honest, they can look super intimidating at first, right? But once you learn the language, I promise you, they become your most powerful tool. Okay, let's dive in and figure out how to read the story of a building.
All right, let's start with a little pop quiz. If I asked you, what is a carpenter's single most important tool? What comes to mind? You're probably thinking a hammer, right? Or maybe a saw? A good level? Well, the answer might actually surprise you. It's the blueprint. Before a single nail is hammered, before one piece of wood is cut, this document tells you, well, everything. It's your map, your script, your instruction manual, all rolled into one. Without it, you're just building blind. And that's really the best way to think about these plans. Don't see them as just a bunch of papers. See them as the complete story of a building, from the very first line in the dirt all the way to the roof. Our job is just to learn how to read that story. Now, the official fancy name for this whole story is construction documents. It's the full collection, all the images, all the text that lays out every single tiny detail of the structure you're about to bring to life. And every good story has its main characters, right? Well, in this one, you've got two that you absolutely have to understand: the drawings and the specifications. They're a team, for sure, but they have very different jobs. Let's break this down. It's actually pretty simple. Think of it like this. The drawings are the visual part of the story. They show you what the building is supposed to look like. The specifications, on the other hand, are the written rules. They tell you exactly how to build it, what materials to use, what standards to meet, the whole shebang. And this is so important to get. The specifications are a legally binding contract. I'm going to say that again. They are legally binding. These aren't just helpful suggestions. This is the rule book. And here's a pro tip. If you ever find a spot where the drawings and the specs seem to disagree, the specifications almost always win. That's how critical they are. Okay, so now that we've got the rulebook covered, let's get into the visual side of things. We're going to take a quick tour of the architectural plans themselves and see what each part of this story really shows us. As a carpenter, most of the info you're going to need lives in three main types of drawings. First, we have the foundation plans, where it all begins. Then we move up a level to the floor plans. And finally, we'll zoom way in with the section and detail drawings. First up, foundation plans. Like the name says, this is where we start, right from the ground up. These drawings show you the entire substructure, everything that's holding the whole building up. On these plans, you'll see all the key dimensions, where the anchor bolts go, and you'll run into terms like this one, a stem wall. Don't let it throw you. It's just a common type of shorter foundation wall, usually for a crawl space. And let me tell you, getting this stage perfect is absolutely critical. Every single measurement for the rest of the house depends on it. Okay, let's move up from the foundation and talk about the next drawing, the floor plan. The best way to think about a floor plan is to imagine you've taken the roof right off the building and you're just looking straight down inside, a perfect bird's eye view. And this top-down view is incredibly powerful. It shows you the building's overall length and width, you get the complete layout of every room, and you can see exactly where all the interior walls and partitions need to go. This is your master map for the entire living space. But what if you need to see what's inside a wall? How is it put together? For that, we've got section drawings. And honestly, think of these as your own personal X-ray vision. It's a cutaway view that slices right through a wall or another part of the structure, revealing all the hidden layers of construction inside. Okay, so we get the different parts of the story now. But when you get handed that big roll of plans on day one, how do you actually start reading it without getting lost? Let's walk through a simple, practical game plan. Here it is, your 4-step guide. First, always go straight to the title block. This is your mission control. It has crucial info like the scale of the drawing, and maybe most importantly, the date, so you can be sure you're working with the latest version. Second, find the north arrow. It's a small symbol, but it's a huge deal. It orients the entire building on the property, so you know which way is which. Third, you've got to get comfortable cross-referencing. You'll see little symbols that point you to other pages for more detail. The plans all work together as a system. And finally, number 4, make this a habit. Constantly compare the plans to the written specs. This is where you catch problems early. If a drawing shows one thing and the specs say another, you've got to get it sorted out before you start building. Following those steps really drives home one key idea. These documents are so much more than just paper. They are a precise, professional, and legally important set of instructions. When it all comes down to it, it's this simple. The drawings show you what to build, but the specifications ensure it's built right. And you absolutely need both to get the job done correctly. So the next time you see a set of construction plans, I hope you don't just see a confusing mess of lines. I hope you see a story just waiting to be told, a structure waiting to be built. The only question left is, now that you can read the language, what are you going to build?